So I wasn't expecting to make a video this weekend because all I have to do is mark the other side of the paddle and chisel it out. And so I did that a little while ago, started marking it, started cutting. And if you recall in an earlier video, I talked about a potential mistake. Well, I just made that mistake, but I caught it in time. So we see here, you can see, let's scroll down some, that this is offset. Here's where your shoulder is, and I've got, crash. I've got to take a ½ inch more on this side than on that side. And we can see here how, here's my ½ inch that's marked, and here's where I start sliding down, and here I start sliding down without the ½ inch. So here's the problem. Here's the ½ inch here. Let's turn it over. And look, the ½ inch is up here. It's like, oops. So I'll get the eraser out and start transferring it. Obviously I have to make this be the ½ inch side over here, which is fine, doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, actually. It matters quite a lot because the knot, the tiny knot is here, but that's okay. I basically got lucky. So I guess double check your work. So as you can see, I've measured the other half and chiseled it down from the wide to the shoulders. And we're at the part now where I'm not too sure what to do. The first one I made with the jigsaw. The second one that was too small, I had made on a friend's bandsaw. Here it slopes down and then out. I know I can chisel this piece out. These, we'll just see what happens. So that's why I got the camera running. So if I screw up, you get to see it. Let me get a little closer, actually. Okay. I've pre-cut vertical lines going down to the pencil line using the Japanese saw. I kind of like that. Let me show you something. I'm going to show this at the end of the video, but I will show it now. This is the piece I took off that had the knot, and you can see I got lucky because the knot was really short. But you can see, just like before, the grain dipped down. In this case, I had plenty of room, so it didn't matter. But the other part that's cool is this is the side I cut with the Stanley Shark saw, and it's a rough saw. It's meant to be a rough saw. And this side I cut with the Japanese saw. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see, but it's sort of rough and sort of smooth. It's kind of cool. And the Japanese saw cuts faster. I'm really shocked I went to it because when cutting like this I can get a lot of splintering. But hey, faster is better. Let's see what happens. This part I'm not worried about. This part is going to get weird. I don't know. I'm just going to do this one rough because I'm going to have to come back later with the chisel to flatten it out, but for now it's good enough. You know, this side I'll be able to flatten out with the smoothing plane, not the block plane, the smoothing plane, but not there, it's way too tiny. Let's cut this off. Notice I'm doing the trick really more extreme now, where I'm cutting this side with the chisel like this, and I'll cut this side with the chisel like that. It gives me really good opportunity to watch my line. It's getting too low. See here, the shoulders aren't looking really good. See, it's this part where it comes down here and then goes horizontal. I don't know what to do there. And what's neat about this paddle, since I'm putting the carbon fiber ferrule on, most of this section doesn't need to be good because it's going to be cut to fit the ferrule. If you're not making with a ferrule, you'll have to be more careful here than I am. Now let's just keep on going. Do not like that faint line. Let's flatten out the top. Well, that really went better than expected. I'm pretty happy with that. Well, I'm done for the day. You can see here the paddle blank has been rough cut. All 4 tapers have been made. I need a bigger workshop. All 4 tapers have been made. The next step will be to take the smoothing plane or the block plane and get all these sides smooth. If you remember, one of them we did already because of the bad knot. This is important only because the next step is to be drawing lines on this face and on this face to start shaping the blades, and that's a lot easier if it's smoother. But that's next weekend. There's actually one more thing, which is of course clean up the mess. And it's actually pretty important that you do this, aside from being a fire hazard potentially, I guess. If you were a mouse, wouldn't you love to bring this stuff home and, you know, line your nest with it? Yeah, if I was a mouse, I probably would. It's good. The blocks, however, I save those. My wife and I like going camping, and we both love the campfire. And you always buy the bundles of wood, and you got your axe, and you got a split kindling. And well, you know, this is easier. I can probably just shave off bits with my knife and then use that to start the fire. So that's what that's for. That's kindling for the campfire. I love a cedar campfire.